So what do you expect me to say?
Let's get him!
I know you feel this way. Coming after you.
Hey there, what's up internet? My name is BlackLightAttack and today I've got another NU battle for you guys. I haven't really been playing Pokemon all that much, truth be told, but I decided to get another game. I did have one game saved with this team, but I played really terribly. This game isn't that much better, but you'll see what I mean in a minute when I say that I had a big misunderstanding at the beginning of the game, and that huge misunderstanding aside, I played pretty well. So let's take a look at the teams here. I've got a Charizard, which is probably not the Charizard you're expecting. You're probably expecting whenever you see Charizard in NU, he's going to be a Solar Power, probably Choice Specs, maybe Life Orb, especially offensive variant. This is actually a sub Dragon Dance set with Outrage and Flare Blitz, which is an unresisted combo. Then I've got my physically defensive Bastiodon, a really weird specially offensive Walrein set, a specially defensive and rapid spinning Baltoy, a scarfed Kadabra, which you guys have seen before, and then a setup physically offensive Torterra with Rock Polish. He's got a very interesting team. He's usually using a couple of Pokemon that I absolutely never see. Spinda, Monferno, Chatot, I almost never see. Shedinja's pretty rare, and Huntail's pretty rare as well, but I've seen them at least a few times before, but those first three I really haven't seen at all. And then Cradily, which is always the nail in the coffin for this team, because Cradily really handily shuts down my Charizard set, which I really want to get out there and get to shine. But unfortunately, although I did have an opportunity with the Charizard, I did miss it, and it becomes more of a Torterra thing. You guys will see what I mean in a second, so let's get right into it. So I was expecting him to lead off with his Monferno, which is usually a Suicide Endeavor lead. So I decided to lead off with Bradbury's Black Cousin Blackberry, so I can substitute and just completely avoid that and maybe get some setups going on. But he leads off with his Spinda, and I'm like not really sure what to expect from this thing, so I figure he's probably going to want to go for some status, so I sub up to block that as well. He goes for a Body Slam, which does break it. I'm kind of surprised by that. I mean, Spinda has a base 60 everything. It's kind of a shite Pokemon if you think about it, but this guy's using it, and you know, definitely style points for using Spinda. I'm just surprised that he broke my sub, but anyway, I'm going to go into Jackson because I see that he's probably going for a Paralysis and then probably a... I do know that he gets Teeter Dance, so he's probably a Parafusion set at this point. He's going to get off the Teeter Dance instead, though, because I went to Jackson, Stonewall Jackson, because he obviously doesn't mind being paralyzed. I'm luckily going to get right through the confusion and get my rocks up while he goes for a close combat. Luckily, I hold on thanks to my Sturdy, which, you know, I was surprised to see him even going for the close combat. I still thought he was going to be doing this Endeavor thing, but oh well, I lose my physically defensive pivot early on in the game, which does suck, but I'm going to go for a Rock Blast here. Luckily, I get through the confusion again, and I'm going to hit him for 5 stages, so that's quite lucky for me, but I guess Monferno is a bit bulkier than I thought. Either that or he's invested. I know Bastiodon has shit for attack, but I'm really surprised that didn't do more and kill him. I thought he was going to be Focus Sash, and I thought Rock Blast would break right through that and easily kill him, even though it's not super effective. But yeah, he holds on, which is quite surprising. But I don't see any Life Orb recoil. I don't see a Sash. I don't see much of anything, so I'm thinking that guy was probably Choice Banded. But anyway, I'm going to go into a Shadow Ball because I'm thinking he's going to come out with Shedinja to absorb the impending Psychic from my big spoon. But he doesn't. He goes into Spinda. I assume he didn't call that, and he just got really lucky there. I would have loved to have taken out that Spinda with a Psychic, because you're going to see what he does to me next. So he's going to get off a Confusion on my Walrein. This Walrein is really weird. He's running a Super Fang Brine set, where he brings them to half health with Super Fang, and then brines them down for, it's like 120 base power when they're at half health or lower, or something like that. Plus a Life Orb. It's not as good as I thought, because I had read somewhere that Life Orb recoil does not occur on Super Fang because it's a set damage attack, but that's not true. Which sucks, because Super Fang doesn't get a bonus increase from Life Orb, but it does get the penalty from it. But anyway, I do have Ice Beam. I'm going to break through the Para Flinching, or Parafusion to hit off an Ice Beam. Surprisingly does not kill him, and I end up killing myself. Man, that's annoying. I was quite annoyed with this when he got his full paralysis on the first body slam and all that. How lucky do you get? This guy doesn't get Serene Grace or anything like that. But I'm just going to come in and revenge kill with Kadabra. I'm just going to go for a Psychic. Obviously an unneeded crit. This Scarf Kadabra is really just a great revenge killer, but it outspeeds like everything in the tier because it's Scarfed, and he can cripple certain enemies because he gets Trick. But I am locked into Psychic, and I know I can't one-shot it Cradily, so I'm just going to go into my Torterra. He uses the opportunity to get his rocks up to punish Charizard for coming back in. But even though Cradily tears a huge hole in my Charizard set, my Torterra is really good at handling it because nothing that Cradily does can hit him super effectively, and his two main attacks, which are going to be Earthquake and Stone Edge or Rock Slide, are going to hit him for resisted damage, which is awesome. He does get me with a Toxic, which sucks, but I'm not too worried because I'm getting setups, I'm getting damage on him. It's pretty good, I'm gonna go for another Wood Hammer, hoping to nail him before he can recover up because I know that'll kill. But he just decides to fodder his little monkey, and he probably thinks he's whittling me down. But I'm actually running a Rock Polish, what's it called? Wood Hammer, Earthquake, and Synthesis set, which does unfortunately mean I'm walled by flying types, except for Chatot because he's weak as hell. But I'm gonna go for, I'm not actually sure here, Synthesis. I go for a Synthesis here. I expected Torterra to die this turn. Turns out he has the Heat Wave. I get really lucky and he misses, and that's gonna be pretty critical, at least to the way I play the game. Because I'm definitely going to need my Torterra later on. Now, the damage is really racking up for that poison. I'm going to reset my poison counter, go out into my special wall, Baltoy, who's going to be able to take this Heat Wave, no problem whatsoever. And that'll also allow me to spin away the rocks. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm so stupid, he's going to switch into Shedinja to spin block me, right? No, he goes into Cradily, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this guy doing here? So I get to rapid spin away his rocks, and if he wants to go for him again, that's fine by me, but I also don't want to risk getting a Toxic on my Baltoy because he doesn't have any form of recovery unlike Torterra. So I'm going to go back into my Torterra. If he does go for Toxic, it's not going to do anything. He goes for a Rock Slide, Torterra resists. I'm not too worried either way. He can go for a Recover if he wants as well. I don't really care. It would be nice to get a Toxic on this guy, but I'm not too worried about it right now. He does go for the Toxic again, and nothing happens. I suppose I could have gone for Kadabra, but there's always the chance he would have gone for the Rock Slide, and that would have been bad news, because Kadabra can't take hits for shit. He's going to go for the Recover, while I go into Blackberry, hoping to scare him out, actually. It would have been nice to finish him off with the Flare Blitz, but he actually goes for the Recover here. I was hoping that he would have just resigned himself to his fate, or maybe set up a Stealth Rock on this turn while I switched in. But he unfortunately goes for the Recover, and that allows him to just quite easily stay in here, look me in the face, and just drop Rock Slides on my substitutes, which are going to keep breaking him, of course, because it's 4 times effective. So I have no choice here but to switch out. I really want to get a good game with this Charizard set, but it's just not happening because every match I bring him to, there's Cradily, who just totally shits on him. Real problem. But anyway, I'm going to go into Balto, who does resist the Rock Slide. And if he wants to Toxic me at this point, I'm not too worried about it, because now I've decided that he's more of a threat. His Cradily is more of a threat to my team than my Baltoy is to his team. And if he wants to Toxic me, that's fine. All I need is another turn to come in and Rapid Spin again. But he actually goes for the Stealth Rock again. And I'm sitting here on my Rapid Spinner, so I'm kind of thinking, what's the point? Now I figure he's gonna expect me to go for the rapid spin again. So if he wants to Toxic on this turn, I can go into Kadabra, no problem, who also doesn't take any Stealth Rock damage, which is awesome. So he sends in his Huntail, who, if I'm to understand correctly, doesn't have the best of special defenses. So I'm gonna go for a Psychic. He lives with like no HP and goes for their Crunch, which is of course gonna finish me off. And you're gonna see in a second, that is so frustrating. That really should have killed, because Blackberry's going to come in and just finish him off with the Flare Blitz. I know I'm faster than him before a Shell Smash, but I'm not so sure about Torterra. I'm not really sure what Huntail's base speed is. So I just go for the Flare Blitz, and it does 1 damage in recoil to me, which means he had 3 health or less by the time. It does 1/3 damage recoil, rounded up to the nearest hole. He had 1 to 3 HP left. that sucks. So he's going to go into Cradily. Obviously, it sucks that I had to take that much damage to get Bradbury in, or Blackberry rather, my Charizard. But you know, it was necessary to take that guy out. Now he's gonna Rock Slide here, and you're probably wondering throughout this whole thing, why don't you just set up a Rock Polish and try to sweep with Torterra? And I keep thinking, well, I only have Wood Hammer and Earthquake, which means I can't hit Shedinja. So as soon as he decides to bring in his Shedinja, I'm done. So I'm gonna go for a Rock Polish here, and I've realized that he doesn't want to bring in Shedinja for some reason. And I'm like, well, I don't know what's up with that, but he's gonna go for a Recover, which means I got that turn free, you know, aside from the poison damage. But it's whittling us both down. We both have Recovery, but I have the offensive edge, which he doesn't. So in this situation, I believe I am really at the advantage here, because I am doing a pretty significant amount of damage to him with each attack, but he's not doing any damage to me. I'm also getting setups, which means I can now outspeed his Chatot. All of his other offensive Pokemon are dead. I'm just waiting for that Shedinja to come in and ruin my fun. And I figure if he wants to sit here and try to play this stall game with me, I'm going to win this. So we do a little bit of this stall game for a little bit. I'm recovering, he's recovering. I already have the Rock Polish up, so if he wants to bring in Chatot, well, actually I should say he can't bring in Chatot now because I now outspeed, and even though he resists, I could easily finish him off with a Wood Hammer. So I'm not really sure what he's thinking here, but anyway, I'm going to break this stall. If he wants to keep recovering, that's fine by me. I'm going to go into my Baltoy, and he's just here to do that voodoo that he does so well and rapid spin those rocks away so that I can eventually get my Charizard in to set up and hopefully have a sub up when his Shedinja hits the floor. And that way I can hit him with my super effective Flare Blitzes and absorb the Sucker Punch and, you know, hopefully kill him, depending on how he plays it. I figure he's really my only hope at this point, and I really need those rocks away. So I know he's going to Toxic on this turn, that's fine, I don't care. At this point, Baltoy has pretty much lost all of his usefulness to me unless he gets another Stealth Rock up. So I'm going to go into Torterra just to conserve my Baltoy a little bit more with that Whittling Poison damage. I figured he was going to go for a Stealth Rock here, but he just goes for the Rock Slide, I guess, just desperately trying to finish him off with the Rock Slide, you know, finish him off as quickly as possible so that he can get his rocks up. But that isn't what happens. He's going to take a lot of poison damage here. He's only got a little sliver of health left. I'm going to easily finish him with the Wood Hammer. I kind of am not liking the Life Orb recoil that I have to take to finish him off, but oh well, I don't want him getting a Recover off and just stalling me out that much more, or even worse, getting his Stealth Rocks back up and forcing me to go back into Baltoy. So his Chatot's going to come out, and now here's a big surprise. He actually taunts me. I guess expecting me to set up or recover. I'm just going to go straight for the Wood Hammer. I thought I was dead that turn. I thought I was going to soak a Heat Wave and just go down, which would have been fine by me because I could have revenge killed him pretty easily with Blackberry. I keep saying Bradbury. Blackberry. But quite unfortunately for him, that was a pretty bad play. So now I'm like, okay, here's the moment. Here comes Shedinja. It's his last Pokemon. Can I take him out? But that's the one thing I didn't realize this entire game and really decided all my stupid decisions. Say it with me, everybody. Shedinja dies to Stealth Rock, you fucking idiot. I had been playing this whole game just waiting for Shedinja to come in and completely stop my sweep. I could have ages ago set up with Torterra and just swept through his whole team, but no. I totally forgot that Shedinja dies to Stealth Rock. I thought he had one more turn in him, which is why I was so banked on Blackberry staying alive to give him a Flare Blitz to the face. I could have sworn that his Focus Sash protected him from dying on the first turn to Stealth Rock, but it turns out I actually won this game way back when I got my Stealth Rocks up and then killed his Spindo, which was his only Rapid Spinner. That was when I won, but I had been playing it like I hadn't won yet. That was the big thing. I could have easily set up with Torterra, synthesized off the rising toxic damage, and just gone to town. But oh well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Anyway, this was against a guy called ItzBroken1. His channel info is in the description. Thank you, Broke, for the match. You did a good job. And just wanted to say shout out to one of my subscribers, Firebird. I actually wasn't going to upload this commentary tonight, but he noted that he's in the hospital and he likes my Pokemon videos and hasn't had one to watch in a while. So this is for him. Shout out to Firebird. Everybody give him your love. And leave a like if you liked the video. My name is BlackLightAttack. I'm out of here.